thing we really focus on is service to franchisees. So we have our systems of voting, changing regions, but we also survey them every year. We really try and get every franchisee to tell us the support they're getting. And the franchisors have to do certain things: respond promptly, be helpful, ring franchise at least once a month. That's the toughest one.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
So Jim, how you solve the biggest challenges, or one of the biggest challenges for the franchises all over the world? You know, you have over 5,000 a lot. So franchisees. So it's about keeping consistency, and consistency at the all levels, from customer service, from quality product, from one thing is to it's amazing when you somebody buy a franchise and there is a business already in the box. You only have to operate that business. The clients, the company will help you to find the clients. You just need to operate that. But in this path, because the person is an operator, is not an entrepreneur, and probably doesn't know the whole how important is treat the clients, or how important is the consistency on the product, and how important it is that when the client consume the product in the franchise number A, then when it goes to the next franchise, which is in another city, this client is actually expecting the same quality in terms of product, customer service, and everything. And it's the constant battle out there to make a franchise consistency across all the board. So what's your secret sauce? How you manage to...
All right. Now, the thing about a service franchise like ours is that it's a lot more scale. Now, if you've got something like a McDonald's franchise, the franchisor can go around and inspect the premises. They can see what's going on. They can pick up rubbish from the car park. They can do these kinds of things like that. And McDonald's is a good example. It's incredibly bad food, and I won't eat it. I will let my kids have it. But as franchisors, they are brilliant, okay? But that's because each of their stores is bringing in a heap of money. Each of my franchisees, the jobs they do make very, very little. You know, we would probably get net maybe 1% of what our franchisees turn over. That's all that comes through to us. So you're talking about a job that's worth, typical job could be worth $80 or something like that for a regular lawnmower. You know, we're talking about 80 cents. So it's a very small margin. So what we rely on is feedback. And this feedback from clients is two things. First of all, we monitor complaints that come through the call center and into the system. And secondly, we actually survey our clients. So 10 days after the lead goes out, we send a text message to the client. It's in a form. It's very easy to respond. B, bad, G, good, P, too expensive, stop sending me these. Very simple, bang, like that. But so easy to do. And about 1 in 3 respond. Now, we take those responses and we bear down, and then we have a whole system of coaching, following up with the franchisee, warning letters, breach notices, benefits in terms of if they get great ratings and star ratings, and they get...
That's a great idea, benefits in they get great ratings.
Whole positive things. And you know, whenever I talk to a franchisee, I always look at their ratings, and if they've got good ratings, but they normally got very good ratings, then I congratulate them and say, fantastic, you're a credit to the system. And you know, if franchisees leave and they go independent or they do anything else, they want a reference to me, I'll give them a personal reference based on their ratings. So we really, really focus on feedback. We don't do much directly apart from that, except we actually, every year, we ask them to take a photograph of themselves in front of their trailer or their van. So we check on that. But that's basically the system. And what we found is that as we've made that system more rigorous, the level of complaints have come down. And we can measure your complaints per lead. That's how you do it. So just as an example, pre-franchise day, 100 leads, about 100 complaints. It really wasn't great service for most
people.
Wow. 100 leads, 100 complaints. All right. Now, because you see, you do a job and they become regular. So you might make another track of it. After the franchise started, we actually did selection system, always screen people very carefully. We supported, we trained, and we found out that it was dropped. It was about 100 leads, 5 complaints, all right? So we started putting in more measuring complaints in letters, and then we started doing these surveys. And as we did, the complaint rate dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped. It's now some tiny fraction of a percent. And we've got changes with IT going on and going to happen in this year that are coming through that I believe is going to knock that down by at least half again.
Wow.
And as we've done that, and as our complaint rate has gone down and down and down, something quite miraculous happened. The leads coming into the system went up and up and up. In the early days of gyms, we had real trouble finding work. We had people knocking on doors to find lots, all kinds of things. These days, one of our biggest problems is unserviced leads. We had nearly 300,000 unserviced leads last year. We've got
Wow.
We actually have a problem because each franchisee pays $150 a month odd for advertising to contribute to it, and we can't use it ourselves because it's their money. Sometimes, quite often, we can't spend it. So just a few months ago, all my dog wash franchisees got it all paid for, conference, everything, hotels, flights, everything paid for by the surplus from the advertising fund because we can't spend it because they're all flat out. So you've gone from work being hard to find to work being overwhelmingly plentiful. And that's focusing on customer service. And we really push it hard, and I get personally involved in this, personally involved in the whole process at every level. And the other thing we really focus on is service to franchisees. So we have our systems of voting, changing regions, but we also survey them every year. We really try and get every franchisee to tell us the support they're getting. And the franchise will have to do certain things, respond promptly, be helpful, ring franchise at least once a month. That's the toughest one because they find it very difficult, some of them, ideally every week, but just constant contact. And then you get feedback. So you're constantly pushing. So as our level of support as measured to clients has gone up, so our measured level of support to franchisees has gone up. And as that happens, it grows. But if we watch costs. But I never say money isn't important. We're always very stingy. I've never even bought a new car in my whole life until 2 years ago when I won an electric car. That's how close I am with money. But focus really hard. We spend millions of dollars a year on software development, for example. We put huge investment into that area because that drives service. That's the best way to drive ongoing service.
Yeah, and then exactly, and then with the softwares you have direct access to your clients. You also have direct access to the franchisor. So because at the end of the day, the franchisor is also a customer, if you see it in that way. So everybody has to be treated as a client, as a customer, as an excellence. Everybody has to have an amazing experience. Not only the client that purchased the product, but also the franchisor, which is, if you see it as a client and you also focus, you see how can I make it more, how can I do his job more easy? And it comes a lot to training. Again, Jim, I think that when running a successful franchise business, you have to become a great delivering trainings and like you find a job in McDonald's and you don't touch a burger after day number 3. You need to do training and training and training, and again in some of the franchise. So when how you implemented high quality training across the board. So again, that is a key role to deliver consistency across the board in terms of customer service, quality of the product, and so on. When do you discover that training is gonna be a big part of this, and you have to create system and processes in place to deliver high quality training, something that everybody can understand, right? And again, somebody buy the franchise, that doesn't mean that it's an entrepreneur. It's someone that is buying a business to operate, but it's an operator, it's not an entrepreneur. So he cannot have the view that you have about customer service. They cannot have the view about quality of the product that you have and consistency of the product, because he's not an entrepreneur. It's just buying what we call it business in a box, right?
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.